Hello, everyone, again. It is me again with another daily update. This is where you guys are supposed to, you know, celebrate. You know what? It's perfectly fine because I'm probably talking to myself anyway, so we'll do it for me. Anyways, all right. Look, I might be a little all over the place, um, because I'm like slightly tired because I was up all night working on Nexus. Um, Yeah, that's kind of just been my life for a while now. But yeah, anyways, we worked on Nexus. We got 2 pages done today. In the sketching process. We're not really done. We're not really on the inking process yet. So yeah, just a little bit of insight on what I usually would do is when I would draw, I would sketch the whole thing out, right? Then review it and then ink. And then like finish the pages out. I don't really sketch it in ink and sketch it in ink. I used to think that would be faster. That was not faster. Okay, so basically yesterday, I think if I'm remembering correctly, we talked about some of the characters, I think. If I remember right. I guess we could talk about the villains. Especially the villain in season 4. Lord Spiro. So if you don't know. So Lord Spiros is the big villain of the entire series. He's what the entire series revolves around in a way. But we don't really see him until okay, well in the manga we don't really see him until maybe season 2 somewhere. And he doesn't really become prominent until like season 3. When I first thought of the idea of Spiros, it was actually in 2016, I think. I thought of like a lot of, I wanted to make a character that thought of everything. Because when I first started Nexus, I used to make fun of Power Rangers and stuff like that. So I would want to make a character that was the opposite of most Power Ranger villains. Like, because if you watch Power Rangers, like most villains are dumb as shit. They just send out lackeys to get blown up every week or something like that. I wanted a character that didn't do that. I was like, what if he just popped up, threw some hands, and got the job done? The ultimate villain. He thought of every outcome. He thought of everything, right? And then that's what I said. Oh, what if he was like paranoid? How he is in the story, though, the shadow hand. You know, we don't really know much about Spiros. In fact, we barely really know he's even there. That's how behind the scenes he is. This is all kind of a spoil though for those of you, if. But maybe I feel like maybe this video will become more relevant like years down the line. Like people come back to this and they go like, oh my god, he spilled the whole beans before then. And they're like, yeah, but I guess that's foresight kicking in. So yeah, Spiros is like the shadow hand. He runs Nexus in secret. Nobody even knows he's the boss, right? He has this big ultimate plan to take over a planet, a Cryos, and then take over the whole world, like just the whole galaxy. And that's what he was making the Nexus for, you know. Now, like I said, nobody knows this. Nobody knows anything of him or his existence or anything. It's until season 3 where he just kind of pops up and he's like, I'm the boss. Let me see Reagan, you know. Because Reagan did some big shit in season 2, at the end of season 2, and Spiro sees Reagan as a valuable asset to him. If he sees somebody that's really powerful or really useful, he'll use them. He is an opportunist. He's straight up evil, and he'll probably be that way forever. There's no redemption. So if anything like that were to happen in the future, that's not canon, unless I come up with a new idea or something. But yeah. Straight evil. I wanted to make a character that didn't give a shit about anybody but himself. Straight straight up evil, only cares about himself and making the world good for him. You know, he wants to be God. He wants to control everything. Yeah, it's a really fun drawing, making a character like that. Though I will admit, drawing him is a little weird. I'm not used to drawing characters with that particular build. But it is really fun creating a character like that. Of course, I didn't want to go too... I don't ever really want to go too far because I got other stuff I got to do. But as far as progress for Season 4, we just finished 2 pages. I'm hoping that we can probably get Season 4 finished sketching by like maybe... probably the end of this month, maybe? I'm thinking that like that chapter 19, because that's what we're on right now. I think chapter 19 is probably maybe going to... excuse me. I think chapter 19 is probably going to be like either 56 pages or probably 70. That's where I'm working with in terms of time. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm not really worried about the inking process. That's pretty easy for me. I don't really have to think too much. I just gotta review. I know there's some pages that I gotta redo or review or look over. But other than that, I think we can get that done pretty swiftly. I was able to... I can ink things pretty fast. Want to happen's already been kind of sketched out, so there's not really much I gotta really do. At that rate, I'm just kind of copying. I guess I'm just tracing over what I already did, so... maybe I'll do a video, too, where I can show you guys... I show you guys, like, drawing a panel or whatever, you know? I feel like that'd be a more fun, interactive thing than hear me waffle about it. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, wait, I wanted to try this feature because I saw this on a YouTube video. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, share the video too. It'll help expand whatever. I'm only doing that because on YouTube it has this cool function where it like highlights the buttons. I want to see if it would do that. Anyway, see you guys later.